let's talk about the Market Analyzer. In order to open the Market Analyzer, we're going to go to File, New, and then Market Analyzer. From there, we're going to be presented with this blank screen. And what the Market Analyzer basically is your snapshot of the market at a glance. So I'm going to right click here and add an entire instrument list, my default one. And once I get connected here, it's going to automatically update and fill these fields. Now this is just the regular fields that come with it. There's ask price, bid price, and last price. You can see it turns yellow when each one updates. However, there are a lot of different columns you can add to this. When I right click and go to columns, you can see that there's several different columns here that show different information about the market, as well as the ability to add an indicator to the columns. So you can add an indicator here and it'll be the ADX. And if I do that, choose the ADX and I do 14, I can then, it already has the label updated, and I'll put it on a 5-minute chart and click OK. And now I have my ADX that's updating for each one. And there's a lot you can do with this. For example, if I go back to the columns and I go to ADX, I can set different sell conditions that'll basically change the color. So when you're looking at it at a glance right now, all you can see are basically that it's 28, 50, 56, 53, 30, but you have to actually go through and look for it. If you want to be able to see easier, there's a good way to do that. And this goes in order of priority. So we're going to want to start with the lowest one first. We're going to say, we're going to change the color for the background to just a light yellow. This just means that it's starting to get into a trending pattern. And we'll leave it black color. And we're going to say if it's greater than, and we'll say 25. Then we're going to add another one. We're going to say if it's greater than 35. And we're going to change this to a little bit darker, probably an orangish color. Then we'll add another one. And we're going to say if it gets greater than 45. We'll change this one to a red. And finally we'll add one last one and we'll say if it's greater than 55, and it's going to be a dark red. And we'll change the color to white. And what this is going to do for us is it's going to give us a quick at a glance view of exactly where the market stands. And I did this backwards. The priority goes the other way. So I'll go back to the sell conditions real quick here. And I'll move this down, move him up, click OK. And now you can see it update. So now I don't have to actually look at the number. I can get an idea of which markets are moving just by using these sell conditions. And sell conditions aren't the only thing that you can add on here. You can also do alert conditions, which are going to alert you if anything rises above, let's say, 60. You can have it alert you. So if you're away from your computer or you're working on something else, it's going to automatically start going off and let you know. And you can filter. You can say you don't want to look at any markets. I'll add one right now. You don't want to look at any markets that are less than 15. You just don't care if their ADX is less than 15. It means they're probably choppy if you follow the ADX as an actual indicator. So I'll click that, and I don't have one below 15, but if I did, let's go ahead and add another instrument and we'll see if we can find one. I'm going to choose future here and actually pick one, and I'm going to do the corn. That one's 32. So I'll add another instrument. And I'm going to add, let's see, I will add oil. And hopefully we get one, there we go, it's below 20. So, or it's at 20. So what we'll do is we'll just go back to our columns. Let's change this filter condition to say is less than 22. Click OK. And now, if we turn on filtering, it's going to remove that. What I did here was right click and go to row filter, and it removed the oil because it was below 22. And bonds here are looking like they're about to go below 22 as well, so that may disappear while we're watching this video. Now another thing you can do to help you see this better is add a label row. I'll add one here and I'll just call it my default list. And you can potentially do stuff like add one for your indexes, which I don't want right now, but you can see how you can add more than one label row. I'll go ahead and add this one. I'll call it metals, and then I will add just by typing in 2 different metals. And now you can see gold is over 60, so it's going to be really dark. And this is where you get the idea of just looking at a glance and really seeing where they're at. One final thing to go over with this is that there are some things like the volume on the day. You can add that, and you can actually say that it's a bar type rather than just this number. It's going to be a bar type, and it's going to show you the volume in a little bar graph, so you can see where the volume's at. Now volume's always going to be up, so that's kind of a bad one to go off of. Let's go back to columns and I'll show you a better version of that. Let's see, what's an oscillating instrument? I'm sorry, indicator. I'll do the MACD. I'll add the MACD here, and in type I'm going to go to bar graph, and this way I'm going to get an idea of whether it's above or below the line. And we'll do it on 5 minute again. I'll click OK, and now you can see the MACD is going to update where it's at, be it above or below the MACD line. And I don't know if this is going to work exactly. I know that it works on stochastics, so I'll just go ahead and do that stochastics, and we'll do a bar graph type. Click OK, and there we go. We're seeing where it is on the stochastic line. So all of them are above right now, but if they were below, they'd be red. That's another way you can use this type of deal right here to get a quick idea. You don't actually have to look at the values themselves. So as you can see here, as this is going throughout the day, and say one gets above the high or something like that, you can have these turn green. It's just a real fast way to see exactly what the market is doing at a glance. And if you're going to trade something, or it looks like you want to trade something, you just look here at, say, gold. It's really high on the ADX. It's probably trending or going out of control, as it's been doing lately. And you can quickly know that that's what you want to be looking at, and you can open a chart for it and kind of go from there. So this is the Market Analyzer. If you want to go back and learn about more discretionary tools, please click here. Otherwise, explore Ninja's other features such as analysis, simulation, and automation tools by clicking here. Thanks.